Back to Saturday, Bearcats down in H-Town taking on the Houston Cougars. What a game this was. Desmond Ridder had 50 yards on the ground. 13 of them came on this first quarter touchdown run. UC on the board 7-0. After a Ridder interception leads to a Houston field goal, this is how you like to see the QB1 respond. 75-yard bomb to Rashad Medeiros to put UC up 14-3. Defense gave up some big plays, but they also made some. Javon Hicks putting on for Cole Rain. One of his 2 picks on the day. He also recovered a fumble, gives it back to the offense. Ridder hooks up with his boy, Josiah DeGara. Easy pitch and catch for 6. Bearcats back up 2 scores, 21-10. Houston did a good job hanging around. 4-point game early fourth quarter. Ridder finds Michael Warren, and Warren finds the end zone. Ridder goes 14 of 24, 293 yards, and 4 touchdowns. UC up 28-17. Houston played the QB carousel all game until the Bearcats finally had enough of that. Put the game away late. Brian Wright tips the pass. Perry Young comes up with it for the pick 6. 5 takeaways on this day, 9 in the last 2 weeks. Bearcats improved to 5-1 with the 38-23 win. So, Coach, how about that defensive performance?
Huge. I mean, it's a momentum get, especially when you're kind of, shaky a little bit here and there and switching around the quarterbacks, not exactly sure, but, they just kept playing. We got to get some things shored up. Penalties-wise is a big deal for us. But when you get turnovers, you got a chance to be really good.
All right, joining us tonight is a friend of the program, JT Smith from the Front Office News covering the Bearcats. JT, how you feeling?
Doing good, man. How about yourself, Ray?
I'm good. Thanks for joining me tonight. All right, so I thought you were at the game yesterday, but you just checked it out just like we did. You just watched it on the tube, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so after a day to process this, what are your thoughts about the win?
It's a win. A road win. It's huge. It wasn't the prettiest win, but at the end of the day, you got to get out. You got out of Houston with a dub. That's all that matters, man. Go down to H-Town, get some love, and get the dub.
Yeah, hopefully they got some good food, too. But, I called it like a trap game because, you got the big win over UCF, so prime for a letdown, but they didn't let that get to them. It looked kind of scary for a second, though.
Definitely, especially after having one of the biggest games in the school's history, pretty much, and then you go down there and you hear all these people not playing and all this and all that, and they get down there, and it was looking hairy for a little bit, but the defense made plays and the offense made enough plays to get out of there.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about that offense. Ridder, he had a solid day, used his legs and in the air. Michael Warren didn't have to do much. What did you think of how the offense played?
It was them. I think Houston did a good job in trying to take away Warren from the Bearcats because they had a weaker, running defense. So with Ridder being able to make a few big plays, it just, made it easier for him to make the reads, I think, just to, get the Houston defense to back up.
All right. The defense. Okay, so they had 5 takeaways, right? But they also gave up 424 yards and 3 touchdowns. And so they let Houston stay in the game for probably a lot longer than most people wanted to see. Is that something that concerns you going forward about that unit?
Honestly, I don't, just because this game was a real live trap game. You win.
It really was.
Yeah, it was a super trap game. So it was one of those games where you had one of the biggest games, not even, 8 days ago, and then you go down to Houston. I don't know if they were a favorite, but, people that follow the Bearcats, they had them as a favorite. We're like, all right, they should beat Houston.
Right.
And, it just showed that they're a big play team or a big opportunist team. But I think because of the style of the game and who they were playing, Dana Holgerson is a heck of an offensive coach, and it just was a little hairier than people kind of wanted it to be.
Yeah, so they basically weathered the storm. So, All right, so UC moved up to number 21 today, so that's positive. They got Tulsa. They host Tulsa next week. And then, the schedule is what the schedule is what do you feel like the team is going to do? How do you feel like they're going to stack up coming down the stretch, big picture?
Big picture, I feel like Tulsa should be a gimme game. Then they'll have a bye. ECU should be a gimme game, even though it's on the road. The USF game is going to be one of those trap games, kind of, because they have talent. They're not playing as good as everybody kind of expects them to play. But I think they should win that one. And then you got the big 2 coming down to finish it off with, I think Temple, then Memphis. So honestly, right now, the way they're playing, because they haven't played like a full 60 minutes of great football yet, which is a good thing. You're 5-1. So honestly, if everything goes out right, I feel like maybe only lose one game, possibly. Maybe they can win all of them, but I feel like maybe one game trips them up, possibly. But they should have a double-digit win season going on.
All right. Well, hopefully they don't get tripped up on Saturday hosting Tulsa. JT, thanks so much for joining me tonight. Come back anytime. All right.
No problem. Thanks for having me.